scientific writing means that when we are involved in like scientific writing is also a type of medical communication where we are involved in communicating, or when we are involved in communicating the information related to scientific field or related to medical field. Means, for example, like any research or any investigation is being done. So when we communicate that information, because that information can be communicated via publication of different documents, like, and these documents, like, they can be a scientific news, it can be a research article or a review article. So that is known as scientific writing. So, or simply we can say that scientific writing is a technical form of writing that is designed to communicate scientific information. So when we are writing any document, or when we want to communicate any scientific information to the readers, to, like, these readers can be the researchers, scientists and all. So that form of writing is known as scientific writing. So now in today's class, first we will discuss about, in scientific writing, first we will discuss about the scientific news. So the word scientific news, or the more precise word if we want to use for scientific news, it is medical journalism. Okay, so scientific news is writing for general readers, but about fundamental sciences, medications, and technological advancement is referred to as scientific writing. Regulatory documents, academic publications, including journals, marketing collateral, and medical news and stories, all use scientific writing. Scientific writing is a life science sector, addresses a wide range of scientific concerns, such as advancements and discoveries in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries. Numerous unique ideas and mechanisms, the synthesis of diverse compounds, etc. So scientific writing, like, this is the more elaborated form where it is explained what is scientific writing, what does scientific writing is. But in simple words, if we want to define what is scientific writing, then we'll say that scientific writing is a form of writing, or it is a type of writing which is designed to communicate scientific information. Now, that scientific information can come from fundamental sciences, from medications, from technical medications or technological advancements. And the documents which are written here, they are again not regulatory documents, but the academic publications like journals, marketing collaterals, writing medical news or scientific news, and patient stories or medical stories, that all comes under scientific writing. Okay, so when we talk about scientific writing in life sciences or in medical field, so in scientific writing in life sciences or medical field, it addresses a wide range of scientific concerns, like what are the advancements and discoveries which are done in the pharmaceutical field or in the biotechnological industry or any similar industry. So if there is any new advancement, new discoveries which are done, so that information is shared and that is published in the form of a research article. So that is also a kind of scientific writing. Then there are numerous unique ideas and mechanisms, and synthesis of diverse compounds takes place. Okay, and so that all information needs to be communicated and it is published. So it is published in the form of a research paper, research article, or it is also published in a very easy language in a scientific news article. So that all comes under scientific writing. So now scientific writing is a term, scientific news, it is a part of science journalism. The better term which we can use here for scientific journalism or for scientific news is medical journalism, where latest content about science, medicine, and technology is covered, and the latest, and it also covers the latest trends and outcomes. Okay, so whenever any news, as the word suggests, news means something new, which is not known, or which is trending, which is the topic which is trending. So, and the latest compound content in the field of science, in the field of medicine and technology, which covers the latest trends, latest information, discoveries. So that is covered in a form of in a very summarized and in a very easy language they are written. So that is known as a scientific news. Okay, and it is also known as medical journalism. So we can define scientific science journalism or medical journalism as it is like news reporting for medical news and features, and medical journalism is a diverse field and it reflects its audience because everyone, like suppose if any discovery of, like suppose any new drug is discovered, and for communicating the information related to that new discovery, that information will be shared in a research paper. The research paper will be published to it, but the general audience, the lay audience, or they will not be able to understand that scientific research paper because it is written in a very complex manner. It is presented, the data and all they won't understand. So hence, just to solve out that problem, or just to bring the solution to that problem, the that particular discovery which is published in a research paper in a similar way, that story, that same discovery is published in the form of a scientific story or a scientific news, and the information is summarized. It is written in a very simple and easy language so that everyone can understand it. So this is the benefit of communicating the information with the help in the form of a scientific news. The next is, so now what are the steps, or how you write a scientific news? How you write a scientific news, and why medical writers are required to scientific news writing? Because for writing a news, there are mainstream journalists also. Then why for writing the medical or scientific news, medical writers are required? So that we will discuss. So first is the idea development. So idea development, like what is idea development, means that suppose if I ask you that you have to write an article on a topic, okay, then you will ask me, the first question which will come in your mind, or the first question which you will ask me, that is, what is a topic, on what topic we have to write an article. So same here also, like for writing the news, you should have an idea. Okay, so that idea means that on what topic you will be writing a news, or what you will cover in a news article. So from where you will get that idea, so that you can decide that this I want to write on this particular topic, in this particular field or area, I want to write a news article. So first is from the published studies in leading journals. Okay, published studies in leading journals means there are various journals which are available nowadays online. Otherwise, they are available offline as well. And these leading journals, they keep on publishing whenever they are published. Some journals are published quarterly, some are monthly, some are biannually, some are annually. So depending upon whatever the timeline they are following, so these journals, they need to be published. They are publishing news, like not news, sorry, they are publishing the research articles, new research articles, new discoveries, new findings. Okay, so you can get the idea from there also, that on what topic you have to write a news. So you can get the information from the published studies which are published in leading journals. So what you can do is, you can take subscription of various journals, like 4 to 5 journals. You take the subscription, so whenever they are published, they will reach to you. They will be notified that now the new journal is being published. So you can or it will be sent to your address, or it will be, the link is sent to your, if it is published online, then the link is sent to your email ID by your subscription, so that you will be come to know that, so that you'll come to know that what is the information, whatever the information shared in that, what are the articles which are published, and from there you can get the idea that on this topic I can write a news, because this is a new discovery which very few people are knowing about. So this particular information should reach out to the readers, and hence you can write a news on that particular topic. So this is the one way of coming up with the topic, that on what you have to write a news article. The next is participation in scientific conferences. Okay, participation in scientific conferences means, like, there are various societies, institutions, organizations, they are involved in conducting the scientific conferences, new, okay, webinars and all. So, and there are various scientists or various researchers, they come there Okay, and they present their paper, they present their study, that what study they are doing, what study which is going on in their organization, in their institute. So by participating in this scientific conferences, you'll come to know about something new. Okay, you can collect the new information, you'll come to know about that what is going on in this field, and what is going on in this field. And next thing which you can do is, the next benefit is of attending the scientific conferences is that you will get a chance to meet you get the chance to meet the people, the persons also which are related to this field, so that you can connect with them. And whenever it is required, you can ask for their opinion, ask for their suggestions, so that you can write it in your article. So this is the benefit for attending the conferences, attending the scientific conferences. This is the main benefit. The next is in-depth literature search and critical analysis of your interest topics or problems related to the general public and community. Then the one thing you can do is that, like, whatever your topic, like interested area is, in whichever area you're interested, or whatever topic you want to cover. So in that case, you can do in-depth literature searching and critical analysis. Critical analysis is nothing but quality assessment, doing the quality assessment of any literature or of any article which is published. So you can do the in-depth literature searching, and you can do the critical analysis of the top of all of the topics or literature. You can search on the topic which is in which you are interested, which suits you, which is relevant to your field. Or not only about the discoveries and all, you can also write about any problems or any issues which are going in general public, related to healthcare, related to medical field. Like, for example, the overpricing of the medicine, black marketing of drugs. Okay, so about that you can write, so that you can bring a light, so that you can highlight a particular problem which needs to be resolved. Then bullseye over current news developments and trends. Then always keep an eye over the current news, on the current news, like whatever is going on, developments and trends. So keep on reading, keep on watching the news, subscribe to certain newsletters and journals, so that you can come to know that whatever is being published, whatever is being coming up, or whatever is being published. And then you can connect with certain persons who are related to that field. You can be in contact with some researchers, you can be in contact with some scientists, some doctors, some healthcare professionals, so that you can come to know about the new trends. Or you can be in contact with some regulatory persons, so that you can come to know about the new trends, new information. And also you can join certain societies, where you will get a chance to meet the professionals who belongs to your area only, so that you can understand that whatever new information is coming up, so that it reaches you as well. Then liaising with scientists, policymakers, entrepreneurs, and the public. So this I had already told you. I had already told you that you can be in contact with the scientists, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and you have to be in. If you're writing about any issue or any problem which is related to general public, so you have to be in contact with the public also. You should interview them. You can ask their opinion. You can talk to them. You can ask their problem, so that you can write it in your news article. You can cover that whole phenomenon, that whole process in your news article. Okay, so this is how you can develop the idea or get the information for writing a news. Okay, so now next we'll discuss about what is the role of medical writers, why medical writers are required for writing a medical news. Okay, because there are mainstream journalists also, and their work is to write the news, to cover the news. Then why these medical writers are required? What is the role of medical writers in writing a scientific news or a medical news? Because mainstream journalists can also do that. So now we will discuss that what is the role of medical writers. First is idea development, like on what topic the news is to be written, what are the topics which should be covered, what is trending, and what are the new discoveries which are done, how they are important, how they should be covered in a news, so that all information can so that understanding medical writers have. Okay, so for idea development the medical writers are required. Then quality assessment of studies, like examine the experimental design methods and statistics for scientific rigor, data in line with the claims real world relevance. So now the medical writers, they can do the quality assessment of the studies, because for writing the medical news also, because you are writing the research based news or any news which is related to any new discovery or something. So for that you have to search the literature as well, various literatures as well, so that you can easily understand that whether this news is worth publishing or not, whether this news is a breakthrough or not. So for that you have to do the quality assessment of the literatures which you have searched. So for doing the quality assessment of the studies, like to examine the experimental design, to understand the methodology of the study, what to do the statistical analysis, to understand the scientific rigor and the data which is obtained in the or which is presented in the literature. So to justify that data is in line with the claims, like it is justifying the claims, and whether the information or whether the study which is done or an experiment which is done, it is practically possible or not, whether this study is just a hypothesis or it have some real world relevance. So for that purpose, like for doing the quality assessment of the studies, the medical writers are required. Okay, then to conduct interviews with authors and obtain opinion of other related people. Now, the doctors, like as a medical writer, so if you're working as a medical writer, so you know that how to connect with the researchers, how to connect with the doctors, or how to connect with certain authors and the persons who are related to this news, so that you can conduct their interviews and you can obtain their opinion, and then you can write it in your article. Okay, you can present in your article, and when you include when you include any lines from any interview or opinion of others or any statement from the persons who are related to that particular news in your news article, it brings more credibility to your writing. So for writing a news, it is very important that you take the quotes from the authors or from the persons who are related to it, and then and that can be done by conducting the interviews. And so with the help of medical writers, it is easy, because medical writers, because they are also from the same field, they know that how to connect with such people. Then prepare a draft news. So the medical writers, they also help, or they themselves prepare a draft news for the review and approval purpose, then to ensure that the news and context are clear and that important details are included and accurate. Now when the news is written, or when the news is to be written, so the medical writers can ensure that the context of the news is clear, and all the important details, because news is not a very lengthy document. Okay, news is a very short document which can be covered in just 500 to 700 words, and but yes, you have to write the news. When you're writing the news, it should be short and it should be catchy. Okay, means that it should attract the audience. When you're writing the headline, it should attract the audience, and every detail should be given, but in very brief. Okay, so when you are writing it in but in very brief. Okay, so for that purpose, that is the role of medical writer, that is the work of medical writer, to ensure responsibility of medical writer, to ensure that the news and context of writing the news is clear, and all the important details are included in the news, and all the details which are covered, they should be accurate. Nothing should skipped out which is important, otherwise the readers won't understand that what actually if some things are missing, then the readers won't understand. Okay, then to make it visually impressive, so the news, as it is a very short document, and generally news is written for the busy readers especially, and also the for the busy readers, because they do not have much time to invest in and invest in reading and understanding the whole research article. So for that purpose, and if they'll get something which is in a summarized form, it will be easier for them to understand. So hence it will be easier for them to understand, and hence the medical news which is written, it should be visually impressive so that it attracts the readers, and when the readers they'll read it, so with the minimum writing they'll get the maximum information. Okay. Then essentials for scientific news. So what are the essentials for scientific news, for writing the scientific news? First is, so like how you have to write a scientific news. So first is a lead paragraph of 2 to 3 sentences with characteristics, short and catchy. So when you're writing the leading paragraph means when you're starting your news, so you have to write the headline of the news. So headline of the news should be should not be very lengthy, it should be easy. Headline or the title, it should be easy and short, but it should be catchy. Okay, the audience, it should be crisp, it should attract the readers. Okay, then then after that, when the news is written, so it is written in a top to down approach manner. Top to down approach method is followed for writing the news, which is known as a telescope model, in which what is done, we generally start with the conclusion first. Right, first we write the conclusion, like at the end also we'll write the conclusion in detail, but in starting we will tell the readers about, brief we'll tell what actually the news is about, so that it can generates a curiosity in the readers to read the full news article. So for that purpose, first you have to write a lead paragraph, not very big paragraph, but only of 2 to 3 sentences explaining all the important findings or characteristics of the news, and it should be short and catchy. Then news contains 5 W's and 1 H, that is who, what, where, when, why, and how. Like suppose for example, if any new drug is discovered and you have to write that story, cover that story, and so for that it is important to mention that who discovered that drug, which is the company responsible for that discovery, what has been discovered, where it has been discovered, why it has been discovered, because sometimes the drugs are already available, there are many drugs available for a particular disease, then why there is a need of discovering a new therapy or a new treatment, then how this drug is being discovered, what is the methodology which is used. So in brief, all these things are explained. So whenever you are writing any news, so you have to keep these 5 W's and 1 H in mind. These 6 attributes you have to keep in mind, that all these 6 things should be covered in a news. So I will show you an example of a news article, then you will understand that how these who, what, where, when, why, and how are covered in a news. Then quotes from authors. So you have to write the quotes from authors. Like for example, if you are writing any scientific news, keeping in mind any article or any literature which is published. So there, when you read the literature, when you read the title of the literature, there is a name of author which is given. Author's name are given. So you can if it is possible for you, you can connect with the authors, or you can connect with any person who is related to that news, who is the right person to talk about, and whatever, then you can ask their opinion, ask about more findings and all. So then whatever they say, you can exactly write it in the same manner, using the same verbatim. You can write it, and you can write it, and then you can cover it in inverted commas, and you can write it like this, like as said by, or as said by, then you can write the name of the person and CEO of so and so company, and then whatever statement he has made. So you can write it. In case if you're not getting any chance to meet that person or to interview them or to ask their opinion, to take their opinion, then if somewhere they have given any statement, so you can write it as published in, then you can write the name of the paper or the article where it is published, said by, then you can write the name of the person who said that, and then you can write the whole statement. Okay, in the exact verbatim, do not change it. And in case if you want to change it, if you want to write it in your words, then in your own words, then remember that do not change the context of that. Okay. Then after that, you have to write the main body and research, like where you are writing about that what actually happened, why it is happened, why it is required. Suppose any new drug is discovered for a particular type of cancer, then you in 2 or 3 lines you can explain about that cancer also, and why. Then at the end, when you're concluding your news, you can give some additional information. You can write about the company, that what is this company, what this company is discovering. Okay, so like this you can write. Okay, so this is how a news can be written. And then after that, you have to, at the end, you have to write a conclusion. And the conclusion should be engaging and clear conclusion, providing the answers. So the questions which has been put up, like the curiosity which has been generated, and when some curiosity generates, there are certain questions which start coming up in our mind, like how this happened, why it is required, where it has been done. Like these questions are to be answered. So a proper in the conclusion section, proper answers of these questions should be presented. Okay. Okay, so now I will show you an example of like how to write a scientific news, so that you can how a scientific news can be written, so that you can understand that how you have to write a scientific news, how you can present it. So now this is a website named as pharmabiz.com, and this is a website engaged in publishing medical and pharmaceutical news. So I'll show you an example like how a news can be written. So any news we can read. So this is all the title, headline of the news which are published. Okay, so like this, I'll click here. CDSCO declares 59 out of 1251 drug samples tested in February as NSQ. NSQ means not of standard quality. Okay, so this is the headline of the news. Now by reading the headline only, that is the CDSU declares 59 out of 1251 drug samples tested in February as NSQ. So now the question arises that which are those drugs? Those drugs are published by which company? Okay, and when this sampling was done and all. So now we will. So now these are the questions which need to be answered in this news article. So first, the first paragraph. The Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, has declared 59 out of the 1251 drug samples it has tested during the month of February 2023 as not of standard quality, NSQ, including some of them labeled as manufactured by Sun Pharma Laboratories, Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, Ecom Health Science, Intas Pharmaceuticals, and public sector firm Karnataka Antibiotics and Pharmaceuticals Limited, KAPL. So these are the name of some renowned pharma companies, and they are also manufacturing certain drugs which are not of standard quality. So this is the main finding, or the main survey or testing which was done by CDSCO in the month of February, and they have found that 59 out of 1251 drugs were not of standard quality, that is they are NSQ. Okay, so now with this, so now this 3-line paragraph itself says the story that what actually the news will be about and what actually happened. Okay, so similarly the leading paragraph you have to write in this manner. Then after that you can start your news in detail. That is, no samples tested were declared as spurious or misbranded during the month. According to the data released by the drug regulator, the percentage of drugs declared as NSQ is around 4.7%, which is in tune with the previous month's trends to almost 5% NSQs out of the total number of samples tested. Out of 1251 drug samples tested during the month, 192 was declared as of standard quality. So amongst these, there were amongst all the drugs, there are 4.7% of drugs which are not of good quality or not of an standard quality. They can be spurious or they can be misbranded. The data comes at a time when news reports suggest that a joint risk-based inspection conducted by the CDSU and the state drug regulators resulted in cancellation of licenses of 18 companies. Joint inspections were conducted in around 76 pharma companies, around 20 states and union territories, and show cause notices were issued to around 25 companies according to the reports. So according to the reports, now the CDSU and along with the state regulators, they have cancelled the license of 18 companies, and around 76 pharma companies across 20 states and union territories, they get the notice, and joint inspection were conducted, and around 25 companies got the notice from the regulatory authorities. Now, the NSQs listed by the CDSCO in its monthly drug alert now includes a batch of Montec LC, which is Montelukast sodium and levocitrazine hydrochloride tablets manufactured by Sun Pharma Laboratories, a batch of Telma 40, which is our telmisartan tablets, IP 40 mg from Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, a batch of Antras PRP, which is an amlodipine and prenindopil tablets from Intas Pharmaceuticals, all manufactured in various facilities of East Sikkim. So in all the companies, in all these companies which are there in which were manufactured in the state of Sikkim, East Sikkim, these were the tablets, or these were the drugs which were found to be of substandard. Then 2 batches of Pen 40 pentaprazole gastrointestinal tablets, a batch of Clevem 625, which is amoxicillin and potassium calvinate tablets IP, and a batch of Texim 0200, which is cefixime tablets IP, which are manufactured by Akam Health Science, a unit of Akam Laboratories in South Sikkim, were also declared as NSQ. Okay, so these are the companies, they have the facilities in Sikkim, and these were the drugs which were known, which are of substandard quality. Then the list also includes a batch of ciprofloxacin hydrochloride tablets IP 500 mg and ciprofloxacin hydrochloride tablets IP 250 mg manufactured by KAPL in Bangalore, a batch of propylene glycol IP 100 ml manufactured by Manali Petrochemicals Limited Private Limited has also been declared as NSQ as it failed the test of water. Then a batch of Olsen cream for dry skin allegedly manufactured by All Care Laboratory in Gujarat was reported with 2 mismanufacturing dates, April 2022 on primary container of the sample and April 2024 on the carton box, and with no expiry date stated on the primary container. The carton box mentioned the expiry date of March 2024, which is a month prior to the manufacturing date printed in the same label. Okay, 1 batch of Levotech, which is levocitrazine tablets IP and levocitrazine dihydrochloride syrup 30 ml each, along with another batch of levocitrazine dihydrochloride syrup manufactured by Apple Formulations in Uttarakhand, was also declared as NSQ. So these are the name of different drugs which are manufactured by different companies, and what, like 1 batch, 2 batch, they were considered as misbranded or of substandard quality. Not misbranded, but of substandard quality. Okay. Then, so this now here, as the first question which arised in the which generally comes in mind when you read this headline, that what are the drugs and which companies are manufacturing this drug. So when the readers will read all these paragraphs, this question is clear. This question is answered. Like, these are the drugs which are of substandard quality, and they are manufactured by which companies. In January, the Drug Control Authority conducted tests on 1,348 samples during the month of January 2023 and declared 67 as NSQs, while 1,281 samples were declared as meeting standard quality. Then the samples tested as NSQ included products from Sun Pharma Laboratories, Ecom Healthcare Science, Cipla, Glenmark, IPCA Laboratories, Torrent Pharmaceuticals, Iris Life Sciences, among others. Sun Pharma informed the drug regulator in advance that the spurious or counterfeit of the particular batch of pentosid DSR is present in the market. So in the month of January, 67 drugs were declared as NSQs, and in February, 59 drugs were reported as NSQ and these are manufactured by these companies. Then, according to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the number of drug samples declared as NSQ by the regulators during the year 2021 to 22 was a merge 2.86% at 2,545 samples out of total 88,844 samples tested during the year. A total of 379 drug samples, highest in 8 years, were declared as spurious or adulterated in 952. Now, so in this paragraph, what are the report or what is the data statistics which are explained here according to the years? The drug regulators have conducted 15,953 raids during the year 2021 to 22 as compared to 20,922 in 2020 and 21. So these are the number of raids which were there in the pharmaceutical companies, various pharmaceutical companies, to check the quality standards of their drugs. So like this, a news article can be written, okay, where in a very simple and easy language, you can write about the findings, write about the overall findings, what is being done, where it is being done, how it is being done, and all the data related to the. So this is the information which is given here, like in these paragraphs. So this is the additional information which the author has shared in this news article. But one thing which is missing in this news article is the like quote from the author or any statement. So for that, I'll read out, I'll show you some other example so that you can understand that how a statement or a quote from the authors can be incorporated.